So I guess I should be talking during all this. So I'm just gonna make a beer opener. I got this attachment and this insert at Rockler. It comes with that Allen wrench. It's just a woodworking shop I found online, and there's one up in Olathe that I've visited a few times. So you're gonna need for this particular setup, and Rockler's got several different inserts, and you've probably seen several videos that I've made with like a magnifying glass and a letter opener, all these other things. So 15 or 5/16, no, what is it? 7/16 inch bit, and then you just drill it out, and I'm gonna test to make sure that my depth's good. I'm pretty sure it is because that tape was there from the last time I made one of these. Put this on here, and then you can buy a mandrel that's the same width right here, so when you're making your handle, you cut it down perfectly to the width of the beer opener or whatever it is that you're making. So that's what we're doing today. So this has come out really nice. As you can see, that insert went in really, really tight. Probably no use for glue or need for it. And now I'm gonna put it on the chuck with the mandrel, turn it down, it'll make a perfect handle, and then we'll be done. So it's a nice little project. Like I said, you can get this at Rockler. There are lots of different companies that sell these inserts. I just like the hardware. I think that they make some heavy duty stuff, so that's why I get it there. Little expensive, but not bad. So this is the mandrel that I was talking about. It inserts here, and that's like the exact same width of that beer opener. So then we'll put it here in the chuck, and when we turn it, we'll be able to stop right there and have just the perfect handle made for that opener. All right. Move this up a little bit. We're a little bit off center here, so it's going to take a while to round it down, but we're trying to go for a smaller handle, so that's okay. I'm just below 1300 RPM to start with this spindle roughing gouge. I mentioned earlier that this is Walnut. Now that we're closer to round, I've turned up to about 1400, moved my rest up, and I'm just going to keep going until we take it down. Just because I didn't mount this good and take the teeth off the chuck, or whatever you call them, I'm going to use a spindle roughing gouge just to take down the final, or not spindle roughing gouge, but a spindle gouge to take down to the final diameter here at the top, and then I'll continue roughing down what I want, just because it gives me a little bit more wiggle room. All right. I think I got it to a width that I want, and now I can start doing stuff with the handle, I guess, artistically or whatever kind of the mood strikes me. What are you thinking, babe? Like handle grips, or just make it pretty?
Yeah.
Okay, pretty. You got it. Think that's good? Okay. Nope, I got a catch. I'm just using this carbide piece here as a scraper. I need to get a flat one. They just work really well for scraping and stuff and shaping, but I like using the more traditional gouges because it makes me feel like I actually know what I'm doing, though I don't. And now I need to, at this end, start cutting this down because obviously we have the end in here, so we got to get that out. So that hole out of there. So anyway, this will be the overall shape. I'm going to cut it down quite a bit and we'll sand it and finish it. So I'm just going to do 150 all the way down to 600. Hopefully get a nice polish on this. Alright, we'll stop it and see how we look. Not bad. So I'm going to use this Odie's oil. It's food safe. It smells like heaven. You can get this at most woodworking shops. It's very expensive. I think this jar is like 60 bucks. But I think it's worth it. It's pretty good stuff. So here we go. You can see up here, I had a couple catches, and so I've got some imperfections up towards the top of the handle. I was just discussing this with my wife. We don't have any of my actual stuff that I've made here at the house, so I'm going to keep this one. Anyway. Nope. Coming up my paper towel here. A little bit of purple heart left over in there. And then beeswax, and turn this up and get some heat going with some friction. And just really start to melt it on there. Talk to your local bee farmer at a farmer's market or wherever, and you can get this stuff. It's probably less expensive that way than to go to the store and buy it, but good stuff. All right, and now we're gonna polish this off and get a nice good shine on it. All right, now we got to let it sit and cool. All that friction and heat, that wax is really soft on there, so I'm just gonna let it sit out here for probably 30 minutes on the lathe and let it cool off and harden up. So, get this out of the way. I'm gonna cut this little nub off here. We've got the lathe locked. And now we're going to sand that while it's still on the lathe, oil it, and wax it. We're doing the same thing, 150 through the 600. Beer opener.